I talk about data a lot, so let's talk about a company related to exactly this topic. So Cloudera, they handle big data, and big data is exactly what it means, is a lot of data. And Cloudera uses their own software as well as open source software to make that data organized. And this is important because large amounts of data are a requirement to produce a strong machine learning algorithm. And keep in mind, I'm not a software engineer, and because of this, I just don't have a full contextual grasp of this IT business, but I know enough to be invested in them. So Cloudera utilizes a set of tools called Hadoop, and these are available to their public, they're open source. And these tools manage big data. So Cloudera helps huge enterprises store and analyze the data that the enterprises own. Now this creates value out of the data because they can see what they can change in their business to improve their business. So I think a good metaphor to put it in is a social media marketing company utilizes the public applications of social media like Instagram and Snapchat, and Cloudera utilizes the public applications of Apache's Hadoop to assist companies in the management of these applications, which is data. So big data is a lot of data that is uncategorized, scrambled, or even unlabeled, and it needs computer software to process it to look for patterns. So this is data management, and it's handled by IT departments. And usually there'll be a significant investment into IT departments to handle this big data. Now, one of the reasons I like big data is that you need huge data sets to train, basically, artificial intelligence machines. So this means teaching machine learning. Now, AI learns by predicting what data actually means. For example, let's say there are 3 algorithms that are each built to identify a banana, and they're each built a different way, a little tweaked. They're not all the same. Now, one algorithm declares it as an orange, another declares it as a French fry, and the other one declares it as a banana. So the algorithm that declared it accurately gets to live and go on to the next set of tests. So this goes on and on until an algorithm is produced that can identify what needs to be identified and can identify with accuracy. So this is a crude example, but you can also think about it like natural selection. Cloudera is a top competition in their space of offering the Hadoop tools, analyzing, processing, and also storing lots of data. So because Cloudera is the top dog, I can see Cloudera as having the resources ahead of time as both AI and machine learning evolves to a point where it's going to be extremely resource intensive. So I think Cloudera is ahead of this game, and really the field of AI and machine learning is kind of governed by creative ways to produce more results with less code by using huge data sets. So I'm going to quote a definition of Hadoop here, which is what Cloudera utilizes. The flexible nature of a Hadoop system means companies can add to or modify their data systems as their needs change using cheap and readily available parts from any IT vendor, end quote. So Cloudera is the best IT vendor for Hadoop. Now from a business perspective, I'm interested in Cloudera because Intel has invested heavily into them. Here's another quote. Intel has been investing in a lot of performance enhancement capabilities riding on Hadoop on top of their servers and chips. The reason is because Intel predicts that Hadoop is going to be the #1 application that is running on Intel servers. So Intel is a leader in their industry, and if they see Cloudera as providing a valuable service to the industry leaders, then I can see a valuable long-term investment into Cloudera. Big data is also evolving further as we find more uses for it, and the technology is readily available to analyze this data. Now, artificial intelligence machines utilize huge data sets right now in a deep neural network to find patterns and, for example, to suggest a product to you based on your historical purchases. Now, this is how I'm relating it to what Cloudera can do with AI as well as machine learning and how they manage big data sets, which is very important for producing strong artificial intelligence machines as well as strong machine learning machines. Now, let's look at their financials because this will help me make a decision if Cloudera might be a good investment right now because I'm interested in Cloudera. Cloudera just went public recently, and their first quarterly report came out. It was around June 8th that it came out, and they beat their earnings, but their billings growth actually missed, and this caused the stock's price to drop. It also coincided with the recent week of tech stocks dropping, so this dropped Cloudera even further to around $17, and it was trading around 23. So, I think revenue is important to look here because it's the largest factor in determining if Cloudera is both growing in its market as well has a business model that is in demand. So revenue for Cloudera grew 41% year over year for quarter one, and I think that's huge. It's also a great measure to show that demand has risen for what Cloudera offers. Their subscription service actually accounted for 81% of this revenue, and this could be a negative because it's a majority of the revenue into one business operation. But because the subscription model is the best business model for them, I see it as a positive. And the subscription service is a service that clients pay for their open source software and the proprietary software that Cloudera has. So they have earned $65 million in subscription revenue from software. Now, I think this shows that there's a high demand for what they offer. Also, let's keep in mind that Intel's investment was one of the largest investments into a software-based company ever. Now, the problem right now with Cloudera is that they don't have any profitability, and this isn't because of their gross profit being low. It's just because of the cost of research and development as well as administrative costs being extremely high. Now, the question is, should I invest now at a low price and feel the fluctuations of this company because of the lack of positive net income? Or should I wait longer until they have profit but are higher priced? So I'm going to look at their next quarterly report to make that decision because I'm interested in Cloudera, and especially with what they're doing right now and how big data sets are evolving to be more and more important. Now, Cloudera leads their industry, and I think the leaders in the industry they also service agree with that, as in I'm talking about Intel here, because Intel made a $740 million investment into Cloudera. So I think Cloudera is in place for servicing the largest enterprises like they already are, and it's not a question of why to invest in them, it's more of a question on when to invest in them. Comment below if you have any information or perspective that you can offer on Cloudera or this IT business. I'm not an IT major, so maybe I missed some things. This week I also have a business topic video planned about business models. I'm going to go over the subscription service business model because it's a really popular model nowadays. So make sure you look out for that video.